Have you ever wondered why food just doesn't taste the same to you anymore? The dishes that once excited you now barely earn more than a few polite bites. And if you've ever found yourself sitting before a meal with little desire to eat, then this video is a quiet whisper meant just for you. Because the final principle we'll share today might just bring a surprising smile to your face. When we were younger, eating felt so simple. A warm bowl of rice, a savory piece of braised fish, or a pot of homemade vegetable soup was all it took to warm the heart. But then age crept in like an autumn breeze, quiet and unhurried, until one day you suddenly realized, food, no longer tastes as good as it used to. This change doesn't come from laziness or being picky. It's the result of many things: weakening teeth, a slower digestive system, dulled senses of smell and taste. The body becomes hesitant with every meal, sometimes just wanting to nibble lightly to get it over with. But a loss of appetite isn't just a dull moment at the dining table. It's an alarm bell, a signal that your health might be silently declining. It means your body may be missing nutrients, lacking energy, and even losing touch with those simple daily joys that make life meaningful. Yet, there is still hope, because with just a few small changes, you can rediscover that sense of appetite, like hearing a familiar melody after years of silence. This video will be a bridge that brings you back to a fulfilling meal, one that offers not just nutrition, but also joy, connection, and love. And don't miss the final principle, a small act that could brighten both your mood and your appetite. If you're 60 or older, leave the number 1 in the comments below, so we know you're with us. And if you feel this content is like a soft pillow for your soul, hit subscribe to the Senior Compass channel, so we can continue walking together on this journey of living well and peacefully. 1. When a meal becomes a burden. Understanding the causes of appetite. Loss in older adults. Perhaps you've sat before a well-prepared meal, complete with savory dishes, soup, and even dessert, yet felt no desire to reach for your chopsticks. Your loved one may have cooked it with care, the aroma still lingering on the pot lid, and still you only eat for the sake of finishing, without a hint of craving. That feeling, invisible to others, is deeply familiar and quietly sorrowful for the one experiencing it. Appetite loss in seniors isn't just a passing symptom. It's a quiet sign of deep internal changes. In our youth, the stomach works vigorously, digestive enzymes are plentiful, our taste buds sharp, and food brings vivid emotions. But after turning 60, everything begins to slow down, like an old melody played at a slower tempo. Over time, the salivary glands become less active, making chewing and swallowing more difficult. The stomach no longer produces enough acid and enzymes for digestion, leading to bloating and discomfort after meals. Suddenly, meals become a chore, not a joy. And that's not all. Weak teeth, missing teeth, or taste disorders from chronic medications for diabetes, hypertension, Parkinson's also contribute. Some even experience olfactory disorders. They can no longer smell food clearly, so even the most delicious dishes seem bland. Do you remember when just a hot bowl of rice with shredded pork floss and fermented fish sauce was enough to fill you with warmth? Now, even with a table full of delicacies, you may still sigh, set down your chopsticks and say, "It doesn't taste like anything." Many older adults keep this to themselves. They don't want to worry their families or be a burden, so they quietly eat less, become lighter, and grow weaker, unnoticed. But it's that silence that is most alarming. If left unchecked, appetite loss leads to malnutrition, muscle loss, fatigue, dizziness, weight loss, and worst of all, the fading of the will to live. When meals no longer bring joy, life loses a vital shade of color. So begin by listening to your body. Gently observe. Have you been skipping meals lately? Eating less than before? Not feeling hungry even after long periods without food? Identifying the true cause is the first and most important step. From there, you can begin to rediscover the taste in food and the connection with yourself, a body that needs care, a soul that needs nourishment. And let me whisper this to you: appetite loss is not the end. It is a gentle bell ringing, reminding us to change how we love ourselves, starting with the meals we share each day. 2. Recalling the taste. Adjusting your diet to fall in love with meals. Again, perhaps it's been a long time since you truly looked forward to a meal. In the past, the clatter of a spoon against a pot, the fragrant sizzle of garlic in oil, or just a gentle call of "dinner's ready" could stir your heart. Now the food is still there, the table still full, but the emotions seem to have fallen asleep. Appetite doesn't return just because we sit and wait for it, hoping for a magical comeback. It's like tending a flower bed. If the soil isn't loosened, the water insufficient, the sunlight missing, the flowers simply won't bloom. Meals for seniors are the same. They need thoughtful adjustments and tender care, beginning with the smallest changes. First, pay attention to when you eat. Many older adults skip breakfast or delay meals until noon because they don't feel hungry or are too tired to prepare food. But regular meal times are key to helping the body maintain its rhythm and digestive function. If you don't eat on time, your stomach sleeps in, digestive enzymes don't release properly, and you'll feel bloated and even less hungry. Instead of 3 large meals, try dividing your intake into 5 or 6 smaller ones throughout the day. A light snack of yogurt, a few slices of fruit, or a small bowl of broth mid-morning may be more comfortable than forcing yourself to finish a large lunch. Don't wait until you're ravenous. That kind of hunger often arrives too late and can be unreliable in older age. Next, consider the quality of your food. At this stage of life, your meals should focus on easy-to-digest, nourishing foods: soft rice porridge with lean meat, steamed fish, boiled eggs, tender cooked vegetables, tofu, and mineral-rich bone broths. These meals are gentle on the stomach, easily absorbed, and energy-sustaining. One often overlooked aspect is the presentation of food. A bowl of plain rice, when garnished with a few sprigs of cilantro, a flower-shaped slice of carrot, or served in a familiar ceramic bowl from your youth, can awaken memories and emotions. Elderly individuals, though simple in need, are deeply sensitive, and that sensitivity deserves to be nurtured in the little details. Listen to yourself. Are you bored of certain meals that repeat too often? Could you try something new today? Or simply change the way you season your food? Perhaps a spoonful of ginger fish sauce, a thin slice of lime, or a sprinkle of toasted sesame could rekindle an old flavor, stirring memory and taste alike. And if possible, eat with someone. Whether it's your spouse, a grandchild, or even just soft music playing beside your meal, food nourishes more than the body. It nurtures connection and emotion. Start small. Eat at consistent times, try a new soup, add a splash of color to your vegetables. These tiny changes, done each day, will quietly become a beautiful transformation. Because eating is not just about survival. For older adults, eating is how we cherish ourselves. With every spoonful of rice, every slice of warm ginger, every nostalgic taste from the past. 3. Water and nutrients. Gentle streams that nourish the body and soul. Have you ever asked yourself, am I drinking enough water each day? Or do you only drink when truly thirsty, and sometimes forget to lift the glass at all? For the young, thirst is a loud and clear signal, but for older adults, that call grows quieter, fading like a breeze behind the porch, easily overlooked. After age 60, the body's ability to recognize thirst declines. That doesn't mean your body doesn't need water, only that it's harder to notice. Like a tree standing still under the sun, it makes no complaint, yet each leaf slowly wilts. Water doesn't just quench thirst. It supports hundreds of intricate functions, transporting nutrients, flushing toxins, lubricating joints, aiding digestion, regulating temperature. When water is lacking, the body whispers through signs we often ignore. Dry skin, constipation, reduced urination, fatigue, and most notably, a loss of appetite. Many seniors feel disinterested in food simply because their digestive system hasn't been softened with enough water. The stomach needs moisture to break down food. The intestines need water to carry nutrients throughout the body. Without it, everything stalls, and once again, the meal becomes tiring instead of joyful. So the first thing you can do is drink water deliberately, regularly, each day. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Don't wait for your body to beg, with warning signs. Keep a warm bottle by your seat or divide your water into small glasses after meals. A cup of warm water in the morning can awaken the body and soothe the mind. It's not just plain water. Soup, fresh fruit juice, low-sugar milk, vegetable broth, all count as good hydration sources for seniors. But avoid industrial soft drinks, icy water, and too much caffeine. They dehydrate and drain your energy. Alongside water, nutrient intake plays a vital role. When appetite drops, the body often lacks key micronutrients like vitamin B12, iron, zinc, and folic acid, all essential for energy and restoring hunger signals. You might feel like you're eating enough, but due to poor absorption or a limited variety of foods, your intake might not meet your actual needs. That's when a doctor's advice, or a short course of supplements, could help reawaken your dormant appetite. Ask yourself, how many glasses of water have I had today? Have I noticed dry mouth or dark urine? Have I checked my vitamin and mineral levels recently? Don't wait until your body is depleted. Caring for yourself through small streams of water is also a way of quietly nurturing your inner life. Start tomorrow with a warm glass of water, then a meal with soft-cooked vegetables or a light, gentle fruit juice. These simple acts, done daily, can guide you back to strength, lightness, and a deeper sense of appetite than ever before. 4. When sleep becomes medicine. Soothing the body, awakening the appetite. There are nights when you toss and turn, unable to sleep, listening to the ticking of the clock while your heart stirs with unrest. And there are mornings when you wake up feeling drained, uninterested in breakfast, wanting only to sit silently in the soft morning sun. At this age, a good night's sleep is sometimes more precious than a feast, because it nourishes not only the body, but also your emotions and appetite. People often talk about diets, supplements, and functional foods, yet forget that sleep is one of the most essential nutrients for restoring the desire to eat. During deep sleep, the body regenerates digestive enzymes, restores energy, and balances hormones, all of which directly affect your appetite. But as we age, sleep becomes increasingly fragile. A bit of worry, a small noise, or sometimes nothing at all, can wake you in the night. And from there, the next day feels exhausting, your body weary, and meals more of a burden than a delight. Poor sleep increases cortisol, the stress hormone, and reduces leptin, the hormone that signals fullness. The result? You don't feel hungry, or you eat without truly tasting anything. That's why improving your sleep is one of the most foundational and profound ways to treat appetite loss in seniors. So, how can you sleep better in this twilight season of life? You don't need sleeping pills, because now your body needs gentleness more than ever. Instead, start with soothing bedtime rituals. Turn off your phone and TV at least 30 minutes before bed. Listen to calming meditation music, or read a short story with a warm, peaceful ending. Keep your room quiet, cool, and softly lit. Avoid coffee, strong tea, or heavy meals before bedtime. A warm glass of milk, a few gentle stretches, or hugging a familiar pillow. These small comforts can gently carry you into restful dreams, and most importantly, keep your mind at peace. The unfinished tasks, the worries about your children, your health, can wait until tomorrow. Tonight, give yourself permission to fully rest. Ask yourself, have I been sleeping deeply lately? Do I often wake during the night? Do I feel a hint of morning hunger? Or has everything become quietly empty? If so, it's not just about sleep. It's a sign that your body is waiting for a gentle form of love. Sleep is the nighttime side of self-love, and when you sleep deeply and well, the next day's meal becomes more delightful, more joyful. 5. When the body awakens, gentle movement to rekindle. Natural hunger, sometimes just a short walk around the garden after a meal or a few stretches at sunrise, is all it takes to awaken your body. That lightness, when you're breathing, deepens when your knees feel less stiff, is a sign that life's energy is returning. And surprisingly, after such movement, you may suddenly crave a bowl of warm porridge, a ripe banana, or simply a sip of hot ginger tea. Movement, even the smallest kind, doesn't just make you stronger. It stimulates hunger naturally. When the body moves, circulation improves, digestion becomes more efficient. The nervous system relaxes, hormones stabilize, and your taste returns. There's no need for strenuous workouts or fancy equipment. For seniors, just 30 minutes of gentle movement a day, walking around the house, doing breathing exercises, light yoga or even gardening, sweeping, massaging your limbs, can establish a new biological rhythm, quietly awakening your appetite. Compared to sitting for hours in front of the TV or lying in bed, movement triggers the release of endorphins, the happiness hormones. This positivity signals to the brain, I'm alive, I want to eat, I want to keep enjoying life. It becomes a self-sustaining cycle. Movement, better mood, better appetite, improved health. Desire to move again. And there's something else, your spirit. When you step outside your home, out of your usual chair, to meet an old friend, share a few stories over tea, or simply greet a neighbor, you reconnect not only with society, but also with yourself. Many older adults don't lose appetite because they're not hungry, but because they feel lonely, disconnected from the flow of life. When we withdraw, our eating, sleeping, and breathing patterns all become quiet, cold, and no matter how delicious the meal is, it can't revive a heart that's shut down. Try a small shift. Invite a friend for morning exercise. Join a calligraphy or Tai Chi class at your local senior center, or simply sit in the park, take a deep breath, and feel the sunlight on your skin. These seemingly small moments can awaken an entire appetite. Ask yourself, how long has it been since you last moved your body meaningfully? How long since you laughed at a silly joke from an old friend? How long since your heart felt open after an afternoon walk? Take one step. Just one. And you may discover that your body has never stopped craving life, food, and joy. 6. Hidden illnesses. When the body needs to be heard. More gently, there are days when you don't feel hungry, don't feel any cravings, and don't even know why. Your loved ones worry, urging you to eat more to stay strong, but you feel confused. I don't feel strange. I just don't feel like eating. In truth, your body may be speaking, softly, sparingly. At this age, many chronic illnesses arrive like uninvited companions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, mild kidney issues, thyroid disorders, arthritis, Parkinson's, and each of these can affect your taste, hunger, even mood. For example, those with long-term diabetes may experience nerve damage that dulls taste, making food bland. Those with hypothyroidism have slower metabolism, poor digestion, bloating, and thus lose interest in eating. People with kidney or liver disease often feel fatigued, nauseated, or have a total loss of appetite. And let's not forget the side effects of long-term medication, something many of us endure silently. Dry mouth, nausea, digestive issues, altered taste. Even one tiny pill taken every morning when used for years may cause the body to push back. Sometimes, your best doctor is your own self-awareness. If you notice you're not eating as before, don't just brush it off with, "It's just old age." Talk openly with your doctor. Let them understand what your body truly needs. A simple medication change, dosage adjustment, or routine test might be all it takes to restore your appetite. Don't hesitate to write down the details. When did your loss of appetite begin? What medications are you taking? And do they coincide with your fatigue? Are there foods you once loved that now seem unappealing? These notes aren't for scrutiny. They're tools to help you become an active partner in your own healing. You might feel like you've gotten used to chronic illness, but the truth is, the body after 60 changes quickly, and familiarity often blinds us to signs that need attention. A regular checkup, a conversation with a nutritionist, or a simple liver and kidney function test could be the turning point that brings your appetite back, because you deserve full, satisfying meals, even if you live with illness. And your body, though weary, holds an incredible power to heal, if gently heard and properly cared for. Health isn't the absence of disease. It's the choice to love yourself even while living with it. Every bite, every breath, every sip of water can become an act of healing. 7. When a meal becomes a stroll. Diversifying the menu and cooking styles. Do you remember the last time you truly looked forward to a meal? Perhaps it was a special dish your grandchildren made for you, or maybe it was simply the day you cooked sour fish soup again, just like you used to, and your heart stirred with a quiet longing. The truth is, appetite loss doesn't only stem from the body. It also comes from the dull repetition of daily meals. A dinner of braised fish, boiled vegetables, pumpkin soup, and plain rice, repeated week after week, though nutritionally complete, can wear out the senses. And slowly, you begin to eat less. Not because you're not hungry, but because there's nothing new to look forward to. When we were young, we ate for necessity. But as we grow older, we eat for emotion. And emotions, like a child, need to be gently soothed with light, subtle novelty. You don't need to prepare fancy Western dishes or complicated meals. Just a small change, in seasoning, in presentation, in how ingredients are combined, can completely renew a familiar dish. Today, water spinach could be sautéed with garlic. Tomorrow, turned into a light, tangy soup. Fish could be fried until crisp, or gently steamed with ginger and green onions. Tofu could be pan-fried with lemongrass and chili, or slowly braised with shiitake mushrooms. Think of your meal as a painter's palette. And you, the artist of this graceful twilight, are free to remix familiar tones into something new. One more essential note: the way food is prepared must suit an aging body. Choose steaming, boiling, stewing, or soft braising, instead of deep frying with lots of oil. Avoid overly heavy spices. Opt for lighter flavors: ginger, mild fried shallots, ground pepper, dried tangerine peel, to keep dishes tasty yet gentle on the stomach. And don't forget, the colors in a meal affect appetite too. A plain plate of white rice is very different from a tray filled with the greens of vegetables, the orange reds of carrots, the golden glow of eggs, and the deep browns of shiitake mushrooms. The sense of delicious begins not in the mouth, but in the eyes. If possible, pay attention to the space where you eat. Sometimes, simply changing to a new set of bowls and dishes, placing a small flower on the table, or playing soft background music can calm your mood and make the meal taste better. Because a meal is not just to be full, it's to feel, to live. To love. Have you ever written a personal meal plan for yourself? There are 7 days in a week, so try 7 different dishes, 7 new cooking styles. They don't have to be perfect, but the excitement and freshness will bring joy back into your heart. And remember, there is no one menu that fits all. There is only the menu that fits you, your taste, your digestion, and your feelings. Every meal is a whisper. Today, I'll love myself with this dish. And when that love appears on your dining table, your taste will return, along with the joy of life you thought had fallen asleep. You may not remember every cause of appetite loss in old age, but perhaps the easiest thing to remember is this: loss of appetite is not the end. It's a gentle reminder that your body needs to be heard, to be cared for, to be loved just a little more. A meal that once brought daily joy may now feel awkward, dry, and distant. But don't worry. With just one small change, sleeping more deeply, drinking enough water, moving regularly, or changing the way a dish is prepared, you can begin to rekindle that sense of appetite. Loss of appetite doesn't just tire the body, it quiets the soul. When taste fades away, we start drifting from the simple things we once loved. Each meal not only loses flavor, but also loses memory, joy, and meaning. But here's the beautiful truth: you can begin again. At any age, change is always possible. As long as you are willing to take that first step. Maybe it starts with a well-timed breakfast, or a soup prepared the way you used to love. Maybe it's going to the market with your children or grandchildren, picking out fresh green vegetables. Or maybe it's as simple as sitting down and making sure you drink enough water each day. Old age is not the end of appetite. It's a time when we may eat less, but feel more. We eat not just to be full, but to live beautifully, mindfully, and fully present in every moment. You fully deserve meals that bring peace, where you nourish not only your body, but also emotions that may have grown cold. If you're feeling tired today, don't force yourself to eat a lot. Just try one small shift: a warm glass of water, a dish prepared in a gentler way, a phone call to an old friend. Any of these can become a beautiful seasoning for your next meal. And if there's one thing you can do right now, start with something small. Write down 3 meals you used to love when you were younger. Who knows? One of them might just bring back the same joy you once felt long ago. If today's video brought you even a moment of peace, please hit the subscribe button on Senior Compass, so we may continue walking beside you through each quiet but meaningful season of life. Leave a comment below. I will begin again with, and fill in the blank with something you'd like to do after watching this video. It could be a dish, a habit, or simply taking a short walk after lunch. Old age is never too late. To live fully, live abundantly, and live gently. Because in the end, beauty does not lie in age, but in how we cherish ourselves each day, through every meal, every breath, and every soft glance we offer to this life.